Good afternoon, everyone. I have 50 minutes with you today, and I want to share so much, but I only have 50 minutes. I'm going to get right to it. Just a little bit about me so you know what this is all about. I run a business coaching firm. I've been coaching CEOs, executives, salespeople, business owners for 16 years. In the last 16 years, I've worked with over 26,000 people. And I've made people millions, not just hundreds of millions, millions of millions, turned many people into millionaires. And I've worked with big companies such as Simdabi Property, some of my clients, Sunway, Nike Malaysia, Groupon Malaysia, and many companies, Alam Flora, these are all clients of mine. And today, what are you going to get? I've turned many companies to become very, very successful and many individuals because of a few things. To give you some examples, I had one dentist came to see me. And she was struggling, single mother, 3 children. She was doing about 30,000 a month, struggling to keep it alive. Today, 9 years later, she's doing 350,000 ringgit a month, and she's got 3 clinics and 9 dentists. I had another law firm that came to see me. They were doing 1.8 million. Today, they're doing 9.7. So I've done things like this, not because I'm a genius or because I'm very smart, but because I learned what actually works. I am going to give you 2 things today. So you want to take lots and lots of notes. And I'll be around for the Q&A as well, so you might want to ask some good questions, but more importantly, put your handphones on silent and absorb. Get as much as you can. The session will be absolutely brilliant, simply because, how do I know that? I've done this many, many times. So my goal today is that you leave with 2 things. 1, the first thing I'm going to give you is I'm going to teach you 4 mindsets. Whenever someone comes to me for me to coach them, one of the challenges I have is not that the business is doing badly or as an individual they're struggling. One of the biggest challenges I have is their mindset. I need to get their mindset from one place to another place. So years and years of working with people, I discovered 4 mindsets. If you got these 4 mindsets, you are going to do incredibly well. So that's the first thing I'm going to share with you. And the second thing I will share with you is something I created called my 8 sales skills. Having coached salespeople for 16 years, all kinds of industries, it's incredible. I began to notice that certain salespeople were outperforming other salespeople by leaps and bounds. And I thought, this is interesting. And I began to study this. And I discovered, skill after skill, I discovered 8. You won't find this in anywhere because it's something I created. So I discovered these 8 skills. My book will be out. It'll be in my book. But when I discovered them, I began to coach people in these skills. And guess what happened? Their sales went through the roof. And I thought, wow, how interesting. Sales is not a gift. It is not an art. And neither are you born with it. It is a skill. Some people say, but Jeevan, how can I sell? I'm not a salesman. I'm not born a salesman. I ask him this question, is there a gene for sales? No, there's no gene. There's a gene for colorblind. There's no gene for sales. Sales is a skill like badminton. So I will give you the 8 skills, and I hope that you go back. How do you improve a skill? What do? How do you improve? Practice. Very good. You practice a skill. So these are the 2 things I'm going to share with you. In the next 15 minutes, and I will move on. I'll make sure you really get it, and I'll give you some stories. I'll tell you a couple of things, and then when you leave the room today, keep that in your mind. 4 mindsets, 8 sales skills. You ready? Yeah, you guys ready? Just a show of hands. How many of you have caught my radio shows? Hands up on BFM. Yeah, a couple of you. So I have a radio show. I've been doing them for 7 years now on BFM. It's every first Fridays at 11 o'clock. So you can also Google my podcast. Just search Jeevan Sahadevan radio shows. You'll get 15 pages worth of stuff. You can have a look, can have a listen. Lots of good stuff. Okay, so I've been coaching people, and I really want to help people everywhere I go. So my intention today is that you get your breakthrough in your selling. So when you sell, you will sell very, very well. Let's get started. Number 1. The mindset that most people have is below this line. So this is known. So the first mindset I want you to develop is the mindset of being above the line. So this mindset, when someone comes to me, they have this challenge. And many people are below this line. And when I show you what it is, you'll agree, yep, true, me too. Every time I am below this line, I start to fail. And every time I'm above this line, I too start becoming very successful. So what is below and what is above? This is the first thing you really want to get. In fact, if you got absolutely nothing else from me today, you just learned this one mindset and you ran off. You left the room straight away, but don't do that. Well, let's say you left the room straight away. With just this one mindset, you'll already do very well. Guess what's below, what's above? Below the line are what I call the 3 cancers of business. Blame, excuses, and denial. When something goes wrong, you go to a prospect, you're very sure he's going to buy this house. And you try and sell to him, and he says yes. And then suddenly he doesn't. What goes on in your mind? What's something that happens? What shifts inside your mind? What do you say? Many people start to blame. They blame the economy, they blame the politicians, they blame the opposition, they blame the coalition, they blame their mother-in-law, they blame all sorts of things. Okay, when they run out of people to blame, they make all kinds of excuses. I did that when I first started as a business coach. 16 years ago, when I started my business coaching firm, my company, people didn't know what a business coach was. I remember going to a party one day and someone asked me, hey, what do you do? I said, I'm a business coach. Oh, you got buses from Johor? So I was like, not that sort of business coach. So they didn't know it was a struggle, and I was really young. I really figured it out. And so I blamed. Initially, I started blaming and making excuses. And the worst of the three is going into denial. So if something is not working for you right now, if you've hit a sales slump or you've hit a wall, don't go below the line. Go above. What is above? Three things. First thing is you start to take ownership. One of the beautiful things about the English language, you can often find the meaning of a word inside the word. Ownership comes from the word own ship. You're the captain of your own ship. Your career as an estate agent, that is your career, it's your ownership. You have to do it. It's just like when I often ask someone this question, I say, look, who eats for you? Who dresses up for you? It's ownership. You've got to do it yourself. If I come home really tired, I can't call up a friend and say, hey, I really need to go to the gym and work out, but I'm too tired. Can you work out on my behalf? I can't do that, right? So you've got to take ownership of your situation, and then you've got to become accountable. Accountable comes from the word account-able. You are able to account for what it is that's actually happening in your life or in your business. And finally, responsible comes from the word response-able. First, you take ownership, then you start to account. So let's take a look at your sales career. You got to know, hey, what's actually going on? How do I account for this? For example, how do you get customers? Let me give you a formula. Write this formula down. LG times CR equals customers. This is the only formula in the world to get customers no matter what the business. Whether you're a manufacturing company, whether you're an estate agency, whether you're a listed company, this is the only way to get customers. LG times CR equals customers. So LG stands for lead generation, and CR stands for your conversion rate. So if you've got 10 leads and your conversion rate is 10%, how many customers is that? 1. So if someone says, Jeevan, I'm not getting customers, I'll say, well, there's an equal sign before customers. What are you really not getting? Are you not getting leads, inquiries, or are you not converting your inquiries? So now the person starts to look, oh, I don't know. I said, well, then you need to measure. You need to become account-able. You need to be able to account. So sometimes when I talk to a salesperson, I say, what's happening? Why aren't you getting the sales that you want? He says, I don't know, maybe I'm not motivated. So to help people understand, I came up with the 8 sales skills. And then you can account. So right now, by the end of my session, you will know why it is that you're closing certain sales and you're doing really well, and why certain sales you're not closing. You can see which skill needs some work. And then you go to work and you really practice these skills. Okay, so in business, you need to be above the line. Many people stay below the line and they try to be successful. Okay, let me give you an example, tell you a story. One of my friends, his name is Mark, so let's call him Mark. Mark's a really big guy. And he's really big. He's probably half the size of this door, I think. He's quite big. So one day Mark calls me up and Mark says, Jeevan, I want to lose weight. And, I'm really fat and I don't know why I want to lose weight. My family is fat. I'm fat. My parents are fat. My sister's fat. Is it in our genes? Must be our genes. I want to lose some weight. So I was thinking, okay, weight loss, business coaching. I didn't see the relationship. But I thought, okay, I'll give this guy a hand. So I said, let's meet for lunch. Big mistake. So we met for lunch. We went to this place called Kana Curry House. Have you heard of Kana Curry House? Yeah, I think you all know it, right? So we went there. So Mark had this banana leaf in front of him, and I had my banana leaf. And the guy comes and he puts rice on mine. And I said, oh, stop, enough. Then he puts rice on Mark's banana leaf, and Mark says, tamba, lagi. So he puts a huge mountain of rice. Then he puts all the vegetables for Mark, and then Mark he asks for a mutton paratel, a ketchup chicken, fish cutlet, and some other dish that he ordered, ketchup something, I don't know what it was. So he had this huge amount of food in front of him and says, so Jeevan, so why do you think I'm not losing weight? Is it my genes? So I looked at Mark, I looked at his plate, I looked at him again, I looked at his plate, and I said, it's not your genes, you eat like a horse. You eat for 5 people. He said, what do you mean? Don't people eat like this? And then he looked around, I said, look around. So he looked around. Which challenge was Mark having? Which one? Down here, denial. So I said, all right, Mark, do you want to lose weight? He said, yeah, I do. Okay, first thing, take ownership. You got to go up. You take ownership, which you've done. You've already taken ownership by asking for help. Great. Second step, accountable. I want you to get this little book called the Buku 35. You remember Buku 35? The one prefects use in school. So I said, you get this little book, Buku 35, you put this in your pocket, and for 30 days, I want you to write down every single thing you eat. Whatever enters into your body, you write it down. You ate a curry puff, write curry puff. Teh ais kurang manis is never kurang manis. Write it teh ais. And after 30 days, now you respond. Now you respond, because now you have data. Am I making sense, guys? So when someone says, I'm responsible, hold on. You're not really responsible until you are accountable and you have taken ownership. Am I making sense? Yeah, so this is how you change your life. So this is the first mindset. So when something goes wrong in your career, something somewhere goes wrong, stop for a second, take ownership of that challenge, tell yourself, all right, let me account for it. What data do I need? What information do I need to account for? Why this happened? And then you respond accordingly. Make sense? Mindset number 1. Second mindset. So I'm going to go through the 4 mindsets, and then I'll go into the 8th sales skill, which is the real reason I'm here. I really want to give you the 8 skills. Second, for the first mindset, just a little bit more here, it's also about being a victim and a victor. Don't go through life being a victim. We all know people who go through life always complaining, blaming, making excuses. Decide today that you're just going to go above the line. So remind yourself every time to go above the line. That's the first mindset. Mindset number 2. And how do you know you're above or below? Is whether you're obsessed with reasons for your situation or you're obsessed with results. Here's mindset number 2. 100% participation. All of life is participation, everything. The reason why you have what you have in your life is because you participated in something that made that happen. All of life is participation. Success and failure are just man-made terms. In the animal world, it doesn't exist. If a cat climbs a tree and the cat falls down, what does the cat do? It will just get up and climb again. It won't say, oh, I shouldn't have climbed the tree. All the other cats said, don't climb the tree. I should have been a dog. No. It just get up and just climb again, right? So it doesn't tell itself it's not a successful cat. It just participates. Life is like that. All of it is participation. If you're getting anything in your life that you don't like, ask yourself, where am I participating? If you participate in eating a lot of food, especially processed carbs, and you don't exercise, you put on weight. So all our life is participation. How many of you would love to be multimillionaires and above? Hands up, hands up. Okay, so let me tell you where to participate. So if you want to be multimillionaires, decamillionaires, centamillionaires, if you want to be that, there are only 3 places you need to participate. Once and for all, decide that you will do this. There are only 3 ways in the world to make money. Here are the 3. Write it down. First one is B, business, which is what you're doing. Employer, employee, doesn't matter. It's business. That's number 1. Second one, R, BRP, R for real estate. That's properties. Only 2 types of properties, sky and land. Those are what example of sky? Condos, office lots, land would be your bungalows, your empty land, your mountains, your valleys, everything else. So that's R, real estate. By the way, do you happen to know where the word real estate comes from? It's a great group to ask. Most of us, we just absorb words, as they come in. Real estate actually it's not real estate, it actually comes from the word real estate, as in royal. As you see tequila in Mexico, it's called real tequila. It's not real tequila, it's real, it's royal tequila. That's actually a place where it comes from, interestingly. And the last one is P. P stands for paper. Unit trust, shares, options, futures, ASB. So if you want to be millionaires, multimillionaires, and everything above, you must participate 100% in all 3. Not just one, all 3. So when you make your money from your business, buy some properties with that. Buy some papers with that. Increase your earning ability in your business by closing more sales and getting more income. Making sense, guys? Yeah, you're learning a lot so far? Lovely. Okay, so that's participation. So same thing with anything, really. You just have to break it down. Break it down to where do I need to participate? Number 1 reason in the world why marriage fails. In my coaching, I often get married couples coming as well. Sometimes it'll end up being therapy rather than business coaching. But the number one reason I notice why a marriage actually breaks down is simply because of this. So if you're married, think about this. Number one reason, because husband and wife stopped participating as a couple and began participating as individuals. And that's the reason why it all breaks down. So start participating. If you want your children to love you more, participate in their lives. You want your customers to value you, participate in your customers' lives. Be more than just an agent, a consultant, a negotiator. Be more than that. Take an interest in them doing really well with what they do. So all of life is participation. That's mindset number 2. Anything from today, if you like something, find out where to participate, and boom, your entire life will change. In my first few years as a business coach, I wasn't a very good coach, and I struggled. And I told myself, I said, how do I do this? I'm really struggling. So I went and studied the best coaches in the world, and I figured out, what do they have that I don't have? And they had street smart knowledge, instant knowledge. So I said, okay, how do I get it? Where do I need to participate to get it? And I realized I needed to read books. So in 2004, I made a decision to read a book a week. I never stopped. Today, I read between 1 to 3 books a week. My knowledge exploded, and my coaching ability exploded. I started getting results for people faster than anybody else in coaching. And I was able to get all sorts of tremendous results. If you Google me, you'll find 15 pages about it. But all because of this, participation. So if you're not happy with the level of your sales today, choose not to be unhappy. Choose instead to write down 5 things that you can participate in to increase your sales to the level that you want it to be. That's number 2. Number 3, fun. Have fun with your business. Enjoy it. Think, hey, what can I do to really enjoy this business that I'm doing? How can I have more fun meeting clients, meeting prospects? How can I have more fun talking to people, showing them things? How do I do that? What can I do? The more fun you have, the faster you learn. The reason children learn so quickly is because they have fun. They really enjoy what they do, so they learn really, really quickly. So increase your fun. And the fourth mindset, so 4 mindsets. First one is above the line. Second is participation. Third one is fun. Fourth one, mindset number 4, very important one. And you know this mindset. We all have been told. It's a mindset of goals. Oops. Why are goals important? Who can tell me why are goals important? Yes, everyone says you must set goals, and they're right. But who can tell me why? What's the science behind it? Anyone? What do you think? Just call out an answer. Why do you think goals are important? Yeah? Yep, focus, good. Here's why. Let me give you the scientific reason. It has got to do with this big fancy word up here called your reticular activating system. There's a part of your brain called the RAS, reticular activating system, that helps you find whatever you focus on. And this is good news and bad news, because if you focus on lousy things, guess what? You'll find that. That's why when you buy a new black Toyota Camry, suddenly you notice everyone's driving a black Camry. It's because of the RAS. So to prove it to you, it only takes me 30 seconds. I'll give you a very simple exercise. I want to prove this to you. Very simple exercise. When I say go, I'm going to time you. When I say go, you have 30 seconds to look around the room and count how many things you see that is blue in color. Ready? Okay, 30 seconds, go. See who can get the most. Count. How many things you see around the room that's blue in color? See who can get the most. 20 seconds. How many things can you see that's blue in color? 10 seconds. Okay, stop. Listen closely to my question. How many things did you see that is green in color? None, right? Why? What were you looking for? Blue, because I programmed you to look for blue. And that is the power of the RAS. When you have a goal, you will go for the goal and you'll filter out everything else. It's a compass for your brain. So if you don't have a goal, it's going to be difficult. You have a huge powerful force in your head. And if you don't have goals, it's going to be difficult for you to achieve anything. So write down in front of you what is the goal that you want. It could be a revenue figure. It could be a number of customers figure. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, write it down. Very quickly, first thing that comes to mind, write it down. Most likely it's a revenue figure. Write it down. What's the revenue figure that you want? That now is your goal. And your brain will continue to help you to do that and to find that. So now I'm going to go. So these are the 4 mindsets that I want you to have. And when you leave this room, keep reminding yourself, these are things I need to do. I need to get above the line. I need to participate 100% in those things that I want. I need to keep having fun, enjoy what I'm doing. And I need to set my goals. My goals must be not just for a revenue or a financial goal. Have family goals, have relationship goals, have health goals, have goals for different parts of your life, okay? Now let's get into the biggie one, the big event. 8 sales skills. This took me a while to develop this, and ever since I discovered this, I've been coaching people in this, and this is also the reason why a lot of big companies come in to bring me in, is because they want to learn what is this technology that I'm sharing, and I'm going to share with you right now. In 2 days from now, Sunway Property is flying me to Johor to train their team in the 8 sales skills. So these are some of the things that I do, but this is probably one of the most important. Everyone is in selling. Whether you're in marketing, HR, you're actually always in selling because you're always selling, but not everyone has the skill. And to develop the skill of selling, you need 8 skills. So let me go through one by one. Skill number 1. Before that, my definition of selling is professionally helping other people to buy. Look at every single word. 1, you're professional. 2, you're helping. 3, it's other people, because you have to sell to someone else, not yourself. And 4, it's to buy. You're not professionally helping other people to understand. You're not professionally helping other people to figure it out. You're helping them to buy. So that's the definition of selling. Sales skill number 1, rapport. I want you to do this. When I teach you each of the skills, I want you to write down in your paper in front of you your ranking on a scale of 1 to 10. When I show you a skill, rank yourself immediately. What do you think you are? If 1 means you're totally hopeless at this, you don't have the skill. 5 means you're about average, and 10 means you're brilliant. You're absolutely brilliant at this. This is just for your own records, because as you work on the skill, you'll see it change. So this is the first one, establish rapport. Why is this important? Anyone? Why is this important? Come, let's participate. Why is this? I'm a coach, so I tend to coach my audience. Why is this skill important? What do you think? It's a very important skill. In fact, all your sales skills are built on this one. Anyone knows this one? Very good. Someone said it. Why is it important? Because of this. It is a sales fact. People buy from people they like and trust. Your skill of rapport building is your ability to get someone to like you and to trust you. So that is the reason why establishing rapport is critical. It's a very important skill. Some people are really gifted with this one. They've been improving it all their lives without even realizing it. And they're very good. Some people are not good at this at all. They need to practice. But the good news is it is a skill. It's not a gift. It is not a talent. It's a skill which you can develop. I've helped many salespeople develop their rapport-building abilities by getting them to practice a few things. So here's one thing you can practice. Have you heard of NLP? Neuro-linguistic programming? There's a whole bunch of things in NLP, one of which is very interesting is this one. Match and mirror. One of the things you can do to help build rapport very, very quickly is to match and mirror your prospect. What do you match and mirror? What are some things you can match and mirror? I give you basic and advanced. Basic is some things like their body movements. For example, if you talk to a prospect and his hand is in his pocket like this, you also generally stand with your hand in the pocket. But don't mimic. Mimic means you copy exactly. And he starts digging his nose, you dig your nose. Don't do that, okay? So generally you match and mirror. He drinks his coffee, you generally drink your coffee. You match and mirror. You can match and mirror body language. What else? Tone. You can match and mirror the tone of the person's voice. How should you shake hands with someone? What have we been told? When you first shake hands with someone, what have you been told? Strong and firm, am I right? Wrong. What you should do is match and mirror the other person. If it's a very small lady who lives a very soft hand like that, and you go strong and firm, you might break a hand. So you go gentle. You follow her. You see, match and mirror the other person. If you showed up in a suit, and most of them are just wearing shirt and pants, you can start to take your jacket off. So match and mirror. So that's level 1, first level. You can match and mirror tone. You can match and mirror body language. You can match and mirror hobbies. Hobbies are very important, but don't bluff. Like if you walk into someone's office, you see pictures of his golf clubs and places he's played golf. You don't go and say, oh, you play golf. I play golf too. And the guy asks you, so what's your handicap? Oh, no, I'm not handicapped. I'm okay. Straight away, you know nothing about golf. Okay, so you wanna match and mirror hobbies that you share with him. Politics. Should you talk politics? Yes, if it's the same. No, if it's different, not a good idea. You are Barisan, he is Barisan, knock yourselves out. You're Barisan and they're DAP, maybe you don't want to go there. Religion, can you talk about it? Yes, if it's the same. You're a Catholic, he's a Catholic, knock yourselves out. There's a lot of matching and mirroring power in that. If it's the same, yes, you can. So, but pay attention. Advanced matching and mirroring, this one don't be too obsessed with it, but just something to think about. You can even match and mirror their blinking rates, their breathing rates. You can even match and mirror that. It just is how deep you want to go. Eye movements. Okay, so matching and mirroring is an incredible way to establish rapport. And let me give you some others. So matching and mirroring is one. When you go home today, when you meet a prospect for the first time, start to match and mirror. Match and mirror generally. See, what are the things that you can very quickly take a look at? Here's some other things. By the way, don't mimic. Here's some other things. Number one is be an expert. People love experts. They love experts. If you had to do a heart transplant, and the number one heart transplant surgeon is in the country and is willing to do your heart transplant for free, but he's very rude. He's just very rude. He's rude to you, rude to your family, rude to your... Would you still want him? Yes, because he's the number one. You still, because he's an expert. People love dealing with experts. So when you go to sell, make sure you have your product knowledge. Understand, don't just understand something about a house, understand about the area. Have the knowledge. People love experts. Have a sense of humor. Be able to look on the lighter side of things. And again, ask rapport building questions. How did you get into this business? How did you come across an interesting bowl? I've never seen a bowl like this. That's a really nice car. When did you get it? Ask rapport building questions. But when they answer, pay attention to the answers. Listen, I once had this guy came into my office to sell me something. I can't remember what it was. And he sat down, and I don't know what he was trained in, but he said this, the first thing he did, he said, so Jeevan, how many brothers and sisters do you have? I was like, okay. So I started answering. I said, I have one brother and two sisters. And while I was answering, he did this. He looked up and he was looking around my office, going, oh, yes, yes, yes. He wasn't looking at me. I was like, okay. Then he asked me another question. And again, he was looking around my office. He wasn't looking at me. So I said, and the dinosaurs came home. He goes, huh, what? Then he snapped out of it. He came out of his trance, and he's like looking at me going, what do you mean? I said, the dinosaurs came home. And he didn't understand what I was getting. I said, look, you're not paying attention. So when you don't pay attention, your clients or your prospects can actually sense it. So make sure when you ask a question and they reply, you pay attention. And ask another question if you need to. So this is matching and mirroring. So this is sales skill number one. Some of you could be very good at this already. Others, this is something you might want to develop. Show of hands, how many here are already on a 10? 9 or 10, hands up. Rapport, 9 or 10, very good, quite a few. How many of you feel you have a lot of work to do on this one? By the way, don't be shy where your skill level is at. Let me tell you why. When I was a little boy, I wanted to learn how to play chess. And I asked Mom, I said, Mom, I want to learn how to play chess. Can you teach me? Mom got me a book. And I've forgotten what's in the book, but I never, ever forgot the title of the book. Until today, the title of the book has served me to make me very, very good at multiple areas of my life, whether it be selling or leadership or property purchasing or shares, investing. The title of the book has helped me greatly, and this was the title. You may want to write it down. The title of the book was, Every Great Chess Player Was Once a Beginner. Every great chess player was once a beginner. Every great salesman was once a beginner. Every great leader was once a beginner. Every great investor was once a beginner. Did you get it, guys? So it doesn't matter where your skill is at. When I started out as a business coach, and I was just learning this, there were many coaches who were very good. So I would go and sit in their classes, and I would learn, get as much as I can. And then something interesting happened. I overtook everyone. And the reason I kept overtaking people is because I just kept learning. And interesting things began to happen. And then I won an award called the Best Client Results Award for Asia Pacific. And Asia Pacific is Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, and that time I think India as well, Indonesia. There was about 400 coaches. I got Best Client Results, 2008. And then in 2011, I won again Best Client Results for the same region again. Never happened before. And then in 2012, I was one of 8 finalists for Best Client Results in the world. And that's 2,000 coaches, 44 countries. So all this because it came back to me being willing to improve my skills. Okay? There are no real geniuses out there. They're just people who've really mastered some really good skills. So that's rapport building. I spent a lot of time on it because it's the foundational skill. Skill number 2. Oh, by the way, common ground. Pay attention to what common ground you have with someone. Build on it. Sales skill number 2, diagnostic script. This is a very interesting skill. The diagnostic script is simply this. In sales, sales is all about asking questions. That's all sales is. It's all about asking questions. It's not so much about telling answers, which most people do. Sales is about asking questions. Why do you ask questions? It's very important you ask questions. Why? Because, the reason you want to ask questions and you want to listen to people is simply because of this. You're trying to establish the key factors that will motivate someone to buy from you. When you ask questions, you are uncovering something. Have you ever heard this saying? Sales is about finding the need and filling the need. Have you heard that? That's not sales. That's old selling. That doesn't work. If I have a need for insurance, I will just buy insurance. Sales is about one thing and one thing only. Do. D-O. It's about finding out what a person is doing, how they are doing it, why they are doing it like that, and how your product or service can help them do it better, faster, more effectively. It's about do. If someone wants to sell me unit trust, the worst thing they can do is tell me you need to buy unit trust. The best thing they can do is ask me questions. Even, how do you invest right now? Where do you put your money? So when you ask someone questions, say, look, what kind of property are you interested in? What's the reason you would buy a property? How would you use it? What would you do with it? How much budget do you have? These questions are very big questions, and then they can lead you to other things. So one of the skills that salespeople need to develop is the ability to ask a lot of good questions. So sometimes when you ask a question, take notes. Have in front of you a book that you take notes in. When there's an emotional response, person starts getting sensitive or emotional, put a star, because that's telling you something. And very important. If the husband and wife, you're talking to someone and saying, look, what's important to you when buying a house? And the wife says, oh, no, when I was young, I had a rambutan tree, and I love rambutans, and we had a house where we could see the rambutan tree, and it was amazing. We played under the tree. And then as you ask that question, you know that's what? That's very important. So when you talk about a house, you say, look, if you notice something from the kitchen, the window here, you can see the rambutan tree. You go upstairs, you see from the master bedroom, you can see the rambutan tree. But this is important. You will not know that unless you ask questions. So many people assume. Don't assume. If you don't know something, ask. Say, can I ask you this? Why is it that you like this, this, and this? What makes you like it? What about it do you like? And this is how you can start realizing what are the things that can help you close your sale. Asking questions. So to help you with asking questions, I give you some softness. Can I just ask? By the way, Mr. Kumar, could I ask you? And then you go on again. These are softness. It softens your question a little bit, incidentally. You see? But a word of caution. Asking questions comes when? After rapport. If you go up to someone and say, so how much money you earn, huh? They're not going to answer you. But if you've established rapport, you establish some common ground, you match and mirror, and you say, look, one of the things I help my clients with is to work out a budget on the kind of property they can buy. Right now, what are you earning? See the difference? See the power in that? Okay, so this is a skill, guys. Asking questions is a skill. Whenever you ask good questions, make a note of it. The worst thing you can do is just randomly ask questions. So best thing you can do, prepare a list of 25 questions. And you ask and ask and ask until you're so good that you have internalized the list and you don't need the list anymore. When I train coaches, I give them a list of 100 questions to ask business owners. And when they've trained themselves, then they can do it without. And after a while, you'll be very sharp. You can just go right in. You know exactly the kind of questions to ask and the kind of response you want. Sales skill number 3. Building value. So once you've met a guy named John, you've established rapport with John, and you begun asking John some questions, and you know what is motivating John to buy. Now it's time for you to build value around what you are going to sell to John. How? How do you do that? How do you build value? 3 things. You can learn 3 things on how to build value. This is a very powerful sales skill. First one is your magic story. To build value around something, tell a story. Tell a story about this house. Tell a story about you. People love stories. Tell a story. Did you notice I told you a story, different stories about me before I started? Have you noticed that? Because people love stories. You engage someone straight away. Tell stories. People love it. So tell a story about you. Don't assume you're not important. Say, let me tell you why I'm doing this business, why I'm in this business. I've been in this business now 6 years, for example. Let me tell you why I'm in the property line. Tell someone your story. Very powerful. Anyone heard of Casa Impian? Yeah, Casa Impian is one of my clients. They sell these home decor items, bowl, chopsticks, forks and spoons, table runners, and all that. And The owner, she goes to very exotic places to buy and source for these items like Ubud in Indonesia or China, some village in China or somewhere. So I said, do your clients know that you go through all this trouble to buy all this stuff? They said, no, they don't. I said, well, let's tell them. So we created this, we got a little brown tag, and we created this bit of string, we tied to the items, and we created this thing called the Casa Impian story. Sales increased by over 300%. Why? Because of the power of the story. So be ready to build value using a story. Make sense, guys? Making sense? Very good. Second one, comprehensive conversation. We live in an age where even conversation has become a shortcut. People don't laugh anymore, they go lol. They even say lol. I mean, C-U-L-8-T-R, what is that? See you later. It's incredible how our languaging has been so dumbed down because of smartphones. And people are no longer comprehensive. So you need to get back to being comprehensive. If you're going to talk about a property, say, let me tell you 17 things about this property. And you start. One of the first things you will notice is this. And secondly, because of this, we have this. Is that demonstrating some fantastic value, guys? Yes. Get very comprehensive. And the third one of building value is how you're doing it. How are you educating someone? How are you actually educating a person? Many years ago, I bought this one condo, and this is the time before iPads and everything, so we had digital cameras. So I bought this particular condo, and I wanted to get an interior designer to design it. So I hired 3. I said, give me a quote. So I met up with the first guy. First guy sat down with me for coffee, and he said, okay, Jivan, I'm going to do like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, first guy. Second guy did some drawings. He said, okay, Jivan, this is some of what I can do with your condo. Okay, great. Third guy, it was interesting. Third guy said, Jivan, can we meet for a coffee? I said, yes. I've taken 73 photographs of your apartment, room by room. I want to sit you down and show you on my digital camera what I'm going to do. So he sat me down and said, this is your entrance. This is your entrance door. This is the corridor. I'm going to do this, put a chandelier, put this, do that. This is your hall. This is your first bathroom. This is the room. Guess who I hired? Number 3. Why? The price was all the same, all 3 of them, about the same. Why did I hire number 3? And they were going to do similar things. It's because of how he educated me. So in your building of your value, pay attention to how you're educating your client or prospect. Are you using a prospect kit? Are you using photographs? Are you using an iPad? Are you at the show unit, showroom? How are you educating? Which one has a better effect? Are you WhatsApping photographs across? What are some things you're doing that you shouldn't do? Pay attention to these things. How do you educate? Right down to even what you use. Like for someone in my field, a speaker, you have to pay attention to your slides. Many speakers don't understand. They give very long slides with lots of notes on it, but that's difficult to educate someone. You see, so you want to pay attention to things. So that's number 3. So this is sales skill number 3, building value. Now comes a really fun one. I like this skill. Number 4. Sales skill number 4, generate desire. So you met a guy named John. You've established rapport with John. He likes you. He's trusting you. You began asking John a whole lot of, did a diagnostic on John. You asked a whole lot of questions. And John is now, okay, he's getting an idea. He knows what this is all about, how he can help you, how you can help him. He's excited. And then you began building value. And you're comprehensive. You had a magic story. But how do you get John to be pumped up? To be so excited. This was a huge question. Company after company would ask me this. Jivan, how do we get the prospect really excited? And I went back to the drawing board again, studied this inside out, and finally I got it. I thought, wow, how interesting. I came up with a formula. And this formula for generating desire, I give it to you now. Here's the formula. FBAT. This is how you generate desire. You use the FBAT. FBAT stands for, F stands for features, B stands for benefits, A, I'll come back to it, and T stands for testimonials. Features, benefits, the A, and testimonials. I'll come back to the A. I'm leaving that as a little surprise. Now, what's a feature? Anyone? What's a feature? What do you understand by the word feature? Specs, yeah? Specifications, things like that. So write this down. Here's what a feature is. A feature is an undisputed fact about your product or your service. An undisputed fact about your product or service. That is a feature. For example, this car has 8 airbags. Feature or benefit? Feature or benefit? Feature, very good. Because it's an undisputed fact. Nobody can come and say, no, there's 7 airbags. So it's 8. So that's a feature. What's a benefit? Write this down. A benefit is an emotional reason that arises out of a feature that makes a person want to buy. An emotional reason. This car has 8 airbags, which means whichever side a car collides with you, your family is safe. Benefit or feature? Benefit. You link benefits to features using link words. This house has 7 rooms, which means, you see, this house has a porch, which means, therefore, you link it. So understand this. People buy benefits. They don't buy features. They buy benefits. You buy a drill because you want a hole on the wall. You don't want the drill. You don't buy a drill because it's got nice Kawasaki engine. No. You buy a drill because you want a hole on the wall. You buy a lawnmower because you want a freshly cut lawn. But if people buy benefits, then why talk about features? Because a feature is the ticket into the cinema. That's why you buy. Features get a person interested to even get started. Without a feature, they won't even start the conversation. So features and benefits are both very important. A stands for advantage. What is the advantage of this house over the other one? This company over that company? Very few people answer these questions. What's the advantage of what you are selling versus what someone else is selling? That's the power of advantage. I want to do a very simple exercise with the person next to you. I want you to try this exercise. You're a car salesman. You're selling a Mercedes E-Class. Okay, let's just for argument's sake say the Mercedes E-Class is 300,000 ringgit. Now, the lady comes in and her husband has a very rich guy. He's got 300,000 cash. He can buy this car cash. But the husband wants to buy the Camry. He loves the Toyota Camry. Let's say for argument's sake the Camry is 150,000, half price. Okay? So husband wants to buy the Toyota Camry, but the wife wants the E-Class. So she comes to you and says, can you convince him why he should buy the E-Class? So what are some advantages of the E-Class over the Camry? Call it out, call it out. What are some advantages? E-Class over Camry. Status, very good. Brand, very good. Keep going. Comfort. Security. Class, prestige, very good. So there's a whole lot of advantages, am I right? E-Class over Camry. Now, you're a Camry salesman. And this guy has got 300,000 cash. He wants to buy an E-Class, but his wife wants the Camry. So the wife brings him to you and says, can you tell him what is the advantage of the Camry over the E-Class? Go, very quickly. Cheaper, much cheaper. You can buy 2. Good. What else? Yeah? Design, yes. Efficient, fuel economy. Good. Service centers, very good. All over the place. You've got service centers all over the country. Now, what have you learned? What are you learning from this exercise? Anything can have an advantage. You just need a different angle. Look at your angles. What angle are you looking at? New company just started yesterday. Young, innovative, fast. Old company, been around 50 years. Solid, stable, been around. Weathered storms. Are you seeing it, guys? That's the power of advantage. Unfortunately, people don't do that. They don't talk about advantages. So that's a big one. And the last one, testimonials. Tell people about others who have bought from you as an agent, or others who have bought properties, similar things that you have sold. Give people testimonials. Give them examples. People love to hear what others have done. And that's the power of the F-band, sales skill number 4. Sales skill number 5, overcome objections. So, you met a guy named John, you've established rapport with him, you've done a diagnostic, you know what's motivating him, you're building value, and you generate desire. John, you're really excited, he's excited, but then boom, objection comes in. And how do you handle an objection? First, use it the Jivan method. Method 1, isolate the objection. There are only 4 objections in the world. Here are the 4. Number 1, the 4 objections. First one is no money. Oh, this house is 2 million. I can't afford it. Down payment is too high. No money. Second one, no time. Yes, I really want to get this. I just don't have the time to sit down and look through the numbers with you. Third one, no need. I just bought a car, don't need another car. I just bought a house, don't need another house. No need. And last one, guess? What's the last one? No desire. Just, maybe, don't know. So what do you do? How do you handle it? So step one, isolate. Know which objection you're doing. If you're not sure, ask. I said, John, are you saying that the only reason you don't want to buy is because you don't have the time to really look at this? John, are you saying that the reason you're not buying is because you don't have the money? Or you don't really need this? Or you're just not interested? If you have a no desire objection a lot, you're not doing sales skills 2, 3, and 4 properly. You need to go back to that. If you have a no money, often it could be wrong target market. Or you go back to sales skill number 2. Then they're giving you excuses. If you have a no time, reschedule. But when you reschedule with someone, don't take any appointment that's outside of 14 days, because that means they don't want to see you. The guy says, I'm flying off to Japan tomorrow, then I come back, I fly off to Korea. So I see you in 5 weeks' time. Don't take that. Instead, you say this. So when do you come back from Korea? Or when do you come back from Japan? Okay, so you come back next Thursday. Can I then call you? You have a good rest, sleep well. Friday morning, I will call you and we set an appointment then. Is that okay? See what happened there? Now you're back in the game. So when it comes to handling objections, don't try to be smart. Understand that the person is just responding. Professionally help this person to buy and work them through their objections. Spend some time. Say, if there's no money, can you look at a smaller property? Can you maybe wait 6 months and do something? Explore with them what are the means. Make sense? Very good. Sales skill number 6, close the sale. So now it's time to close the sale. This is the smallest of the sales skills. Of the whole lot of them, if you get 1 to 5 right, this one is almost automatic. Unfortunately, this is one of the sales skills that people have the biggest challenges. Why? Here's why. You need to develop fantastic psychology. You need to be 6 feet tall and bulletproof. Many people don't have that fantastic psychology. You've got to believe in your product. You can't be a guy selling Coca-Cola, drinking Pepsi. You've got to believe in this product. You've got to be excited. You've got to develop the 6 feet tall and bulletproof. How? How do you do that? You go into this. Beliefs. What are the beliefs you have about a certain few things? So let me give you some examples. What are some beliefs that you have about, number 1? I'm going to call out something. I'm going to put something on this, and I want your instant response when you see it, okay? First one. Salespeople. What do you believe about salespeople? What comes up? What comes up in your mind? Salespeople. Con man, someone said. What else? Aggressive. Good. Focus. Good. Next one. Customers. What do you believe? What comes to your mind when you say customers? Money. What else? Have you heard the saying, the customer is king? Have you heard that? Customer is not king. Customer is God. Figure of speech, yeah? But you get the idea. The customer is a very important person. Next one. Your product, your service. What comes to mind? You see, your beliefs here is affecting you. If it's not a good belief, your fantastic psychology level goes down. If it's a good belief, the psychology level goes up. How do you increase your belief? Get better references. Write down the word, references. So go and find people who love being a salesperson. Hang out with them. Learn from them. Find customers who love what you do for them, who love what your company does for them. Talk to these customers. Get better references. Get better references of people who enjoy buying and selling the products that you push across. And the most important belief is your belief around money. What do you feel when you see someone who's very rich, when someone's very successful? How do you feel? You should feel happy for that person and want to be like that. And that's fantastic psychology. That's how you develop it. This is my favorite sales skill. If you are lousy at every other sales skill, but you're brilliant at this one, you are going to do very, very well. So this is my favorite skill. This is how I make my millions, is because of this one skill. Follow up. The number one reason in the world why a sale fails to happen, who can guess? It's related to follow up. Number one reason in the world why a sale fails to happen. Anyone? Yes, here it is. No? Next step. What's your next step? So I'm going to give you an example. Who has been in this profession, selling, for 10 years or more? Hands up. 10 years or more, hands up. Keep your hand up, keep your hand up. Who's been in 15 years or more? Okay, good. You put your hands down. Now, those who've been in 15 years, I want to ask you a question. You can call out the answer, actually. In the 15 years, how many people did you meet face-to-face to present, to show your product, to show a house, whatever it is, face-to-face? How many people did you meet on average? What do you think? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000? Anyone? Call out a number. But 4,000, yeah? So 4,000 people, good. Those of you 10 years and above, how many have you met? Probably also 2, 3, 4,000? Those of you who have been in this business 1 year, hands up. 1 year, 1 year. Some. How many have you seen in 1 year? 100? Okay, I have a question for all of you. All of you. Can I steal 5 more minutes? They're telling me my time's almost up. Okay, here's my question for all of you. What did you do if you saw 1,000 people or 700 people? Here's my question. There's a bit of echo going on. Here's my question. What did you do with person number 37? What did you do with number 55? What did you do with number 262? What did you do with number 3,420? Answer is nothing, and you forgot. Why? If you have a system of tracking every single prospect you ever meet, you are going to be very rich. From today, I want you to write down my magic mantra. Write this down. Every prospect, a client, comma, if not today, tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year. Every prospect, a client, if not today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. So you want to have a system. It could be the system could be just a book with 4 pages for every prospect you meet. And you staple the name card in, and you keep information about them. It could be that simple. But you have this information. And then you can pick up the phone. You can call up a guy named Kumar. You say, "Hi, Kumar, it's me, Jeevan. I haven't heard from you. It's been 2 years. He says, "Yeah, Jeevan who again?" "Jeevan, business coach, Leverage Lab." "Oh, okay. I saw you 2 years ago on the 27th of July at 4 p.m. You wore a blue shirt." Because you can remember that. I remember everything. "Hey, Kumar, you mentioned that you had the dream was to get a 6 series. Did you get it?" "How did you remember that?" "I remember everything. It's in the book." It's there. That's the system. Make sense, guys? Okay, so sales skill number 1. What do we have? Sales skill number 1? Establish rapport. Sales skill number 2? Diagnostic script. Number 3? Build value. Number 4? Generate desire. Number 5? Overcome objections. Number 6, close the sale. Number 7, follow up. Now number 8. Number 8 is the one that makes 1 to 7 work. Here's number 8. Self-analysis. You must be able to analyze what went wrong, what went right, how to do this, how not to do this. I'll show you how to do that. But first I want to tell you a story. 2 guys, John and James, were contracted to go and chop the trees, to chop wood. They were given an axe each. And they were paid for according to the number of trees that they chopped down. And John noticed something very interesting about James. Every hour, James will disappear for 20 minutes. Don't know where he goes. And then he'll come back and he'll continue chopping. Cigarette break or what, nobody knows. Every hour, James disappears for 20 minutes. And James is chopping 5 times more trees than John. John said, "What's going on, man?" Second day, same thing. Third day, fourth day, John couldn't take it. "James, what are you doing? I'm working so hard chopping away, and you are disappearing every hour for 20 minutes, and you come back, and you chop 5 times more trees than I chop. What are you doing, James?" James says, "Oh, that's easy. Every hour, I take out 20 minutes to sharpen my axe." That is self-analysis, sharpening your axe. How do you do that? Here's my way. Every time you finish meetings, you finish a session, you finish a month, you finish a quarter, ask yourself, what must I start? What must I stop? What must I do more? What must I do less? What are some things I need to start doing that I'm not doing? Wake up early, do diagnostics, have a system for follow-up. What are some things I must stop doing, stop complaining, stop blaming? What must I do more? I'm doing this, I should do more. Read, drink more water. What must I do less? TV. Make sense, guys? Yeah? My number 1 secret for success, how can you put all my 8 skills and my 4 mindsets together? Take all my 4 mindsets and my 8 skills, how do you put it all together? Here's what it is. Diligent rituals. Secret to success, there's no secret. It's about rituals. Every area of your life where you are successful is because whether you realize it or not, you have a ritual. All of you in this room have dental success, meaning you all brush your teeth without thinking about it. Am I right? You wake up in the morning, do you say, yesterday I brushed, day before I brushed, today I think I take a break. No, you don't. I hope you don't. You just go and you just brush your teeth. That's it. So turn your career into rituals. What are your morning rituals? When you get into the office, make those 15 calls. Before 10 o'clock, make 15 calls. Send out 20 emails. What are your morning rituals? And once you got your rituals, be diligent about your rituals. When you leave, you have 2 breakthroughs, the 4 mindsets and the 8 skills. Have an incredible life and an incredible year ahead. Okay.